Hello and welcome back everyone, this is Allura SC back at you with another Fortnite tutorial video. In today's video, we'll be continuing our series for the Southeast Amplifier or the Beachside Amplifier for the Eastern Spawn. So before we go ahead and head into this video, I'd like to say a huge thank you to Road as well as Moth as well as fellow members of the Ascension Guild for their contributions to this particular build. So without further ado guys, let me just go ahead and head straight into the video proper. Alright, so we've gone ahead and show you guys really quickly this little top side bird's eye view overview of how this particular amplifier looks from up above. I've also gone ahead and taken a little bit of feedback from you guys saying something about the shadows and removing them. So I've gone ahead and turned off shadows, so hopefully this makes the video a little bit clearer for you guys to actually be able to tell what goes where and what exactly each thing is. Also, apart from highlighting some of the key points, I would also like to point out there will be an alternative, cheaper build for you guys to take note of as well if you so choose. Okay? So yeah, let's get into it. So very quickly, if we take a quick look over to that left side over there, we have a block off that is going to be forming part of our anti-lobber as well as anti-assassin husk. Generally speaking, if you do not block off this area here, things like lobbers, blingers, as well as laser boys, or also known as zappers, blasters as well, they will all be possibly coming from that hillside over there. So you really want to make sure that you're blocking that off well. Okay, I'll kind of head and put a couple of lobber shield stuff over there as well. And over there we also have our funnel system down below. Okay, you'll notice that we have some pieces placed in wood. I have placed these pieces particularly in wood so that we will be able to showcase to you guys an alternative build as well if you so choose to not pick up on this particular build. Okay, we're gonna head and mark out also where we are placing our base right there. And we are also going to be showing you guys, you know, the remainder of the funnels as we get into it. And that's right there, the amplifier right below. Okay, so let's go ahead and head down really quickly. So as you guys can see over here, this is where the amplifier is, right? All just standard block offs, the standard block offs. Okay, and we're gonna head out into the spawn really quickly. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and head out into the spawn really quickly. So let me just go ahead and showcase to you guys. There we go. So this is where we have the lava rock falling. Yeah, the lava rock does fall over here. We're gonna head and isolate it there. Okay, so first things first guys, let me just go ahead and show you guys this is where the husks do spawn. Some of them do spawn from around this bottom area down here, and they're gonna try and head upwards towards that particular amplifier. So if we go ahead and use point of reference wise, this is going to be your 3-tile ramp. This is a 3-tile across ramp. So what we've gone ahead and done over here is that we've gone ahead and placed some tier 3 metal blocking off that side over there. 1 block off over there, 2 block offs over there, and the 3rd block off right there, leaving us with only 1 little tile where all of the husks will basically congregate. Okay, so moving up from here, let me just go ahead and highlight to you guys that behind over here we just basically have some of these block offs. Yeah, do have some block offs over here. So behind that it is going to be a little block off system. It is also not required for you guys to actually put an additional reinforcement as long as you have the block off like such, you know, on the wall behind. Leaving it empty in the middle is actually okay. You can actually get away with it. So you know, save yourself some build tiles. Seems good. Okay, anyway, once that area has been touched on as well, let me just go ahead and show you guys the funnel proper. So as the husks enter from this particular area right here, you guys can see that we actually have some side-by-side wall launchers. So how exactly have we done this particular system? The way that they've gone ahead and done this is that I am going to be placing here on this right side a 4 impact wall launcher. This impact is going to be 4 times, and the one on the left on this side over here, the center one that's sending them backwards, is going to be the oh, I'm sorry, it's the other way around, my bad. This one is the 3 times and this one is the 4 times. I just realized because the reason why you want this right side one to pop off more often is partly because if it pops off, it's going to send the husk into the beach. It's going to send them all the way down. So you want this particular launcher to be sending more things down. This launcher sending them backwards is not going to really do very much because it's just going to send them back towards the spawn, and hence you really want the more consistent launcher to be sending them into the beach, and this one over here is going to be reloading slightly slower and sending them back into the spawn instead. So 4 times impact, 1 times reload here, 3 times impact, 2 times reload on this side over here. Okay, so as usual we have some gas traps going on up above. On the next tile, what do we have? A tar pit. We have a tar pit right here with a 3 impact wall launcher. Okay, gas up above. So all of these gases and all of these wall launchers, you know, the gases mainly just to take care of all the trash husks. Okay, and beyond this point over here, you also probably realize that behind this area here is actually going to be what you would call a hill ramp, right? So behind this area down here is actually where your little hill is. I'm just going to go ahead and do a quick build around so you guys can actually see exactly how that looks. Okay, so as mentioned, this was part of the block off that we were using earlier. Behind this is going to be a hill, so you're just going to fully wall it off as such. Also, as you can see, the lava rock falling right there, that's going to be where the lava rock is falling. It's going to be hitting in that 3x2 area right there at your entrance. So you can actually get away with blocking off this entire side down here. Just tier 3 metal block off, okay? So before we go ahead and continue talking about the block off itself as well, I'm just going to go ahead and highlight to you guys how this area here looks. So this area here, we're just going to be having a little 2x1 box, rectangular box for the block off. We're just going to go ahead and follow the entire hillside circumference and just wall it entirely off with tier 3 metal. Okay, and up on top of the hill, this particular side over here, we've gone ahead and placed a bunch of reinforcing walls, and part of the reason why we're doing so is because this area here is actually infamous for having assassin type husks as well as lobbers attempting to break through to try and get to players, especially if your player positioning is no good. What do I mean exactly by player positioning? So generally speaking, when the defense is ongoing, you want to make sure that as the player, you want to make sure to stand in a good area. What do I mean by a good area? Basically, you don't want to stand in areas like this. This area here is a terrible place to stand. Don't stand there, okay? If you want to stand, you can stand nearby towards the amplifier. You can stand on the amplifier as well. All of these areas are safe. You can also go ahead and stand up above over there or up above over there as well. All these areas are what I call safe zones. You want to stand near the entrance of the exits of the funnels or at the amplifier. Please don't ever stand in front of that wall off over there. It really is very bad practice. Okay, so with that particular area talked about, let me just go ahead and highlight to you guys really quickly how many layers did we actually use right here. Okay, so this area here that we just opened up, you guys will notice there is going to be a 1 tile block off here, 1 tile block off over there, 1 tile. Okay, there's going to be an upturned piece over here, upturned pyramid piece over here. This piece right here, what have we done? We've gone ahead and placed a another upturned piece over here. So this is basically a sandwich. This is a reinforced sandwich wall. Right, this wall over here is a reinforced sandwich wall. As you can see behind there, is another wall over there. Okay, so this part over here is part of the sandwich. Let me go ahead and show you guys additional area down here, also sandwiched up. Okay, backing off a little bit, this area here, we have a wall. And over here, we also have a little slanted floor piece. Now, whether or not every single one of these pieces are necessary, I am not too sure. Okay, but let me just go ahead and show you guys what we have. If there are pieces that we are able to cut in future, and if we can discover that, that would be fantastic. But as of right now, this is what we would like to call safety precautions, and we've really just gone ahead and walled this part off as best as we can. Okay, So that being said, that's how we have built the wall off on this side over here to really thoroughly block off the husk. Okay, so key points of pressure. Usually this particular hill over here, they tend to really like to break in on this side over here if not careful. Okay, if you're not careful, they might actually break in here, and that's the reason why you want to really make sure that you're walling off really well. Okay, so that out of the way, guys, let me just go ahead and head back into the funnel once again. Okay, so lava rock, you really just want to shift it as best as you can to this particular area right here. Okay, this particular area right here is where you want your lovely little lava rock. Okay, you don't want it to be shifting into the hillside, and then you wouldn't be able to block this area off. So all of you guys who are always asking about the lava rock, you know, it's really just a matter of trial and error. I would highly recommend, once again I say this in every single video, highly recommend you guys to place all of your building tiles one by one and build it outwards. Slowly build it outwards, place it tile by tile, and as you start to approach the lava rock, there we go, if you see it dropping, if it doesn't drop in the place that you want, have it drop and then place a couple more tiles and slowly push it outwards to the point where it starts falling where you want, and then you can go ahead and surround these pieces. Do take note that you want to build it as close as you can to how we're building it. If you place any tiles that violate the space of the lava rock, you can reset it. Okay, so those are some key points of note. Alright, so back to this particular build right here, what else have we done on this side? So over here we've gone ahead and walled this off with tier 3 metal, and as you can see we have a whole bunch of wall launchers going on. Why do we have wall launchers on this side over here, sending them off to the left side? Part of the reason for that is because right here we actually have a pit, a big deep pit that we can actually make use of. So this particular area right here, because it is not pathable by the husk, yeah, all of these walls over here don't actually form any form of resistance. However, they can actually target husks, because if the husks are being pushed off to this side by either of these two launchers and they start pathing towards the entrances, they are going to pass by some of these wall launchers, and hey, where are these wall launchers going to send them off onto? Yes indeed guys, they're going to be sending them right deep into the beach as well once again. So tons and tons of value. Just count across 1, 2, 3 and 4. Let's go ahead and wall it all off and place a bunch of wall launchers and you are good to go. Okay, so once again, this is the area where the pit starts to begin. So we can go ahead and place a couple of these floor pieces over here. As we can see, we have the slowing floor spikes to begin. We also have a gas trap up above. Alright, to the right side, we're just going to be rigging it up fully with wall launchers. Now, you might be wondering now, okay, Allura, I am noticing that you have a couple of empty places right here. Why have you left these tiles empty? So, these tiles have been left empty primarily because this side over here frequently gets attacked on wave 4 by the tornado. I have noticed some key tiles that the tornado has a very high frequency of affecting, and I have as such removed said tiles. Like say over here, this tile as well as this tile over here. That tile over there with the gas trap, I have removed all of them because the tornado really enjoys traveling that path and deleting those traps. So we gone ahead and removed those. Now honestly speaking, would I put a gas trap over here? I don't think I am going to do so anymore. And that really depends on how you choose to build at this point. You have come to a crossroads as to how you decide to build. Now, over here, I'm going to show you guys a little deviation of how you can actually do. The path that we have made is the more expensive path, okay? The one that I have built in metal is the more expensive path. If you are deep in the if you're deep in debt with your building limit, then please do not do this build. It is so much more expensive. Okay? Especially if, sorry, let me just take a bit of water. Okay. So, if you are deep in debt on your build limit, please don't use this particular build. If you aren't and you can afford it, then feel free to do so. Now, this is going to be the more conventional build, the one that I'm going to show you guys right now. Okay, where we have placed the wooden wall, typically you can leave this area wide open. Okay, and you can just go ahead and after wave 4, tar this entire area up. Put your wall launcher here and call it a day. Maybe put some gas traps up above over there. You can maybe put some gas traps up above, some gas traps up above over here. Alright, and then just continue a funnel system over here and then have the smashers enter for your base from here. Now, part of the reason why I am opting not to go with this particular build, okay, is because by doing so, I am acknowledging that I am allowing smashers to come through. So if I don't want smashers to even lay a finger on my base, how would I choose to build it? I have gone ahead and showed you guys these 3 tiles over here that we've done. You place a wall off and then 2 diagonal slants, and that's it. That's it. Tier 3 metal it up. Okay, just upgrade all of this stuff. Alright, and right here, what have we done? We have offered the Hus an alternative bridge. We have offered them an alternative bridge, and what does this basically do? You lose out on the wall launcher right here. Yes, the wall launcher here is gone. However, in place of that wall launcher, you gain this wall launcher right here. This wall launcher is going to be able to send the Hus backwards into this entire funnel system once again. So that's a huge value wall launcher right there. Okay, and as always, this inner area right here, you're just going to be filling it with tar pits. Okay, so that's really huge amounts of value. Alright, on this tile also as well, you can go ahead and rig up another wall launcher. And right here, you can also place a tar pit. Now, honestly speaking, by this point, there really shouldn't be any other thing that will leak from here at all. With this funnel system in place, nothing else. Nothing. I don't care what they are. Okay? It could be wave 29 smashers or wave 27 or wave 28 or Krampuses or whatever they are. It doesn't matter. With this funnel system, nothing gets into your base except maybe takers if they float above your base. That's it. Alright? So with this particular funnel system, that's the reason why I have gone and opted for this, is because generally speaking, when I'm doing the runs, especially now that we're doing it without the floor launchers, this is a really consistent system, and it allows me to not even have to be in my base. I don't even have to stay in my base. On wave 25, I am standing up on a sky bridge far away from where this amplifier is, and just sniping at UFOs. There's no red dots in here except for takers. The smashes are all taken care of. Okay? So like I said, if you guys can afford it, feel free to try this bridge. If not, then you can go for the more conventional open up here. But do take note that if you do use this particular open up here, you may get some smashes, especially on some of the later waves, you know, or if you get the Krampus wave or some other big nasty you know, late waves. Yeah, you might get a bit more trouble here, especially on the UFO wave. You know, if you use that other build, you might get a couple of smashes leaking through. Anyway, that does it for that particular side right there. Okay, in terms of the points of note as well, we do actually want to cover the lobber shields. So you might also be having a little question for me, Allura. What is this strange little upturn piece over here? Why do you not have a gas trap over here? Now, if you wanted to, you certainly could. You certainly could have a gas trap right there, okay? And one of the reasons why we don't is because if you want to have a gas trap over here, then you have to basically place a floor piece right here, like such. Now, in doing so, what this creates is what we like to call a land bridge, meaning Hus will now have an added incentivization to enter from this hillside area right here, punch through, and then go onto this land bridge to target players or to enter the amplifier, and that's a really bad thing to happen. Also, once again, we do not actually have any of the, what do you call that, that XP thing is driving me mad, by the way. Like, why can't I just let it disappear? There we go. Okay, so this is the reason why as well, you know, we are tilting this particular piece upwards like such so that we don't form a land bridge. And also, not just that, this particular area here really does not need gas traps. You just want a gas trap in front over here to take care of the little Hus, and that's it. Most of the Hus on the other side that spawn in from there anyway are all going to die, so only the Huskies and stuff like that, you know, are actually going to make it here. And if they do have a little minor spawn, the one that managed to sneak through, you know, this one should take care of them, and only Huskies and Smashers should be coming through here. So other than that, there's really no need for what do you call that, the gases anymore beyond that point. Okay? So yeah, let me just go ahead and show you guys how we've gone ahead and built the so-called lobber shield. So you guys might notice over here, you know, there's this huge field of metal, yeah? And this particular metal field over here, you know, is not just, maybe it's for Allura to build his trap funnels and to place a bunch of gas traps. Not just that, it's also to prevent lobbers from doing funny stuff. You don't want the lobbers to be able to fling their nonsense. So it's really just a precautionary measure to ensure that lobbers and stuff like that, you know, are not going to be tossing. Okay, so you're gonna hit and just really just wall this entire area up over here. Now, is every single one of these tiles strictly necessary? Well, not really. I will be honest, not really. You don't necessarily need every single tile over here. But most of them are what we like to call fail-safes as well as precautionary measures. So if any of the things do go wrong, like previously what happened was that I had a UFO spawn in, you know, there was some bad stuff going on, and the UFO managed to get a shot off and it burst through one of the walls over there. With that particular wall being blown up, you know, thankfully we had our failsafe. It was able to just quickly run across over there, do a couple of patch-ups, and then it was safe, and then it was all good to go. They didn't hit anything important, they didn't break the bridge, didn't break our gas traps, didn't break our wall launchers, they just broke an empty part over here, so that's good. Okay, so yeah, let's just go ahead and head over to the other funnel right now on this side. Okay, so over here we are basically noticing that we have these 3 tile high wall-offs, and the reason why we have these 3 tile high wall-offs, yes, you probably guessed it, is to accommodate the lava rock. One of the spawns of the lava rock is going to be on this right side over here, and we also have another spawn of the lava rock on this left side over here. As you can see, it just fell right on cue, perfect. So that's the area right there that you want to make sure to accommodate the lava rock. Go ahead and just use these lines of reference. So this is where the pit is. You have your 4 launchers up there. Just build it all upwards, up until the point where you have the entrance, and then you have your block-offs, your wall-off, lobber shield rather, going straight up 3 tiles and then capping it off. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and back up a little bit over here and show you guys how this looks. So we have a little tile block off over here, and that's the reason that we want to prevent the lobbers from lobbing. You want to make sure they do not actually have a good angle, and that is why you have all of these walls right there. The lava rock is falling once again. There we go, safe. Alright, with a little spit over here, we're going to hit and place another wall also, so we prevent us from trying to toss from that point. Okay, so once again, this is the second entrance. The Hus spawns are going to be coming in from right about here. Yeah, they're going to be spawning around this particular area right here. Okay, and not just that, but also when the husks get tossed down into the pit, they have to go somewhere. They have to go somewhere. So before we go ahead and enter that funnel sequence over there, let me just go ahead and show you guys, where exactly the husks are going to be coming from. So as the husks get sent into the pit over here, they're going to be sent onto the beach. Alright, they're actually going to be walking around this side over here. They're actually going to be walking around this side over here, and as they walk up on this side here, you will notice that there is a ramp. There is a ramp that heads upwards right here. Now, depending on how much you want to invest onto this ramp, with this particular build, with how much we're investing into the actual build itself, you don't really have to invest much more into this ramp. But some of the previous builds that we have done, we've gone ahead and done things like this. You can place a wall launcher right here. You can also place a wall launcher right about there as well. And to do so, you can always do something like this, and that will basically cover it, and you will have a huge little loop system right here that's able to keep us, just partying at the beach. Yeah, we'll just have them completely hanging out by the pool, and not coming into your base if you have all of these launches right here. But like I said, not strictly necessary. I'm also, if you guys can see, also a little bit short on those building tiles, so I just want to make sure that we are trimming down on some of these so-called less essential points. Okay, so what we've gone ahead and done is place a tar pit over here with a wall launcher, a tar pit and a wall launcher over here, and whatever it catches, fantastic. If not, then they're just going to come through. Okay, because either way, if they do come through, they are all going to be walking from this side over here. They're not going to go over to that side because we've gone ahead and done a full block off. You are basically pathing them right back onto this path right here, lava rock falling, and they're going to come through here. Okay, and this side is so much stronger because essentially what is going on is that you're going to be able to path them right back into the pit again. Alright? So yeah, let's get into the funnel proper right now. So we have a wall launcher on left here, another wall launcher, two wall launchers side by side on left side. Over there we have a slowing floor spikes on the floor. Over there we also have a gas trap up above. So once again guys, if you're taking a look in terms of how have we placed the wall launchers, this wall launcher off to the left is going to be your high reload speed, aka your 3 impact wall launcher left side. This one over here is going to be your 4 impact wall launcher. Once again, you want this one to have the more consistent value because this side over here is where you're going to be tossing them into the beach, and you want to send as many things into the beach as possible. And also because you want to have the staggered timing so that they're having the wall launchers going off at separate times, so that you're going to have more uptime of CC on this particular tile right here. Alright, so moving on, we're going to have another floor spikes, gas trap. Moving on, another gas trap with another wall launcher. So you might be asking me, Allura, why do you have these gas traps and wooden floor spikes? As always, this is to ensure that your front tiles are going to take care of all of your so-called trash husks, all the little hustlings, your husks, your bone throwers, your lobbers and stuff like that. Any of these lower health husks, you want to make sure that these early gas traps and wooden floor spikes are going to be able to take them all out, so that beyond this point, you can start rigging up your tar pits. You can basically put your tar pits from this point onwards and you should be good to go. Okay, but as of right now, you'll notice, yes, I do not have them rigged up because these tiles do have a high susceptibility to the tornado being hit. So we're just going to leave them blank for now. After wave 4, you can go ahead and place down those tiles and you should be good to go. So yeah, if you count from this side over here, 1, 2, 3, 3 wall launchers. Done. Easy. That's the last gas trap over here that we have on this tile, and then that's basically it. So you're just going to be tar over here. If you do feel like you need one additional tile over here, you really shouldn't, but if you do need to, you can always place another wall launcher right there, and then you can go ahead and place a wall over there to ensure that the husk hits the other corner and falls down instead of just going tossed from side to side. Alright, and part of the reason why we are also going to be utilizing the wall launchers on this side instead of the other side, why not have the walls on this side instead? Well, part of the reason for that is because this side over here already is incredibly strong. Most of the spawns, you know, as they coming in are going to be from there, so you already have this funnel system taking care of a lot of stuff. So this point over here is basically the smashes and propanes and huskies. You know, we might get a couple of them leaking through on this side over here and spawning on this side over here. Most of them should be taken care of by this ceiling gas trap and by the first couple of launches already. So if all these launches over here, you know, you really should be good. Really no reason for you to be reinforcing this side any further. You know, like I said, you know, this particular funnel is incredibly strong. You can actually AFK it and be fine. The only thing that you can't AFK is the UFO, so make sure you shoot the UFO down and you're fine and dandy. So yeah, one other thing to note also is that even if you're getting a taker wave on this, I've gotten a wave 11 I think on this particular amplifier as well. And as long as your player positioning is good, meaning if you place yourself inside one of these exits, or you just stay right next to the amplifier like right here, or you just hang out inside here or inside here, what happens is the takers are actually going to travel through the funnel systems. Now, when the takers enter the funnel system, these wall launchers are actually going to be able to toss them into the pit. Believe it or not, they get tossed into the pit, which is fantastic. Yeah, I maybe had like one stray what do you call that, taker that managed to go through the ceiling, and only because I think I was running around upstairs for a little while, and that's why it came from me. But if you stay within this funnel system over here, most of the takers should really actually stay within the funnel system, and they're gonna get sent into the pit, which is really fantastic. You can basically just sit here and watch the takers get taken out, which is really cool. So yeah. Anything else that we need to talk about over here? I think we basically covered it, didn't we? We basically covered it already. So yeah, I think that's it, guys. I think that's it. Maybe I'll just go ahead and show you guys a top-down view of the lobber shield area right there, and we can go ahead and wrap up this video. So yeah, as I was mentioning at the start of the video, right here on this particular spot, so using this little split of hill as a point of reference, we go one tile here, and then this tile over here. I've gone ahead and slapped down this tier 2 stone piece, and the reason for that is just to be able to mark out this area here for me to know as a point of reference for where to put the base. Right, so the lobber shield is right about there. And if we go ahead and hit up over here as well, you'll notice that we have this little formation right here. Okay, we can actually cut out these tiles over here. We notice that even with these tiles missing, you know, the lobbers still don't lob, so it should be good. Whether or not we can do away with these tiles over here, I'm not too sure. Maybe we'll start cutting them out one by one to find out, but as of right now, we know we haven't really done so. So yeah. And I think that should be it. Yeah, that should be it. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do another follow-up video as well for some of the other amendments and updates, yeah, for some of the other amplifiers as well that we have done. Whoa, that's bright. Okay, so once again, guys, this is AlluraSC. Thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Feel free to go ahead and leave all the comments and stuff like that. I know I've been a little bit behind on the replying of the comments and stuff like that. This has been an incredibly busy week. I've slept maybe 5 hours in the past 2 days, but yeah, anyway, not important, guys. I'm going to be starting our stream shortly as well. Feel free to stop by, swing by, ask me questions there. That's probably the best place for live interaction, because we'll be taking questions and you know, showing you guys firsthand if anything that you want to clarify at twitch.tv/AlluraSC. So if with that, hope you guys enjoyed the video once again, and I will see you guys in the next video. And yeah, Allura out. Bye bye.